The driver told me to pay for her ticket too, but I was the only passenger on the bus. It was just past midnight when Daniel boarded the last bus of the night. The streets outside were empty, slick with rain. Dim yellow streetlights shimmered on the wet asphalt like fractured glass. He stepped onto the bus, scanning the rows of seats. Every one of them empty. Perfect. The driver, a gaunt man with hollow eyes, gave him a slow nod as Daniel tapped his card. Not a word passed between them. With a low hiss, the doors closed, and the bus lurched forward into the dark. The hum of the engine filled the silence, broken only by the occasional patter of rain against the windows. Daniel sat halfway down, pressed his head to the cold glass, and let the rhythm of the road lull him. For a while, he almost relaxed until the driver spoke. "You need to pay for her too." Daniel blinked, looking around. No one had boarded after him. "Sorry," he called toward the front. The driver's gaze met his in the rearview mirror. His voice was flat. "Your friend, sitting next to you." Daniel turned his head slowly. The seat beside him was empty. There's no one here." The driver didn't smile, didn't even blink. "You can't see her yet." A cold prickle ran up Daniel's spine. Maybe the man was trying to mess with him, some late-night joke to spook a lone passenger. Still, he slid closer to the aisle, away from the window. That's when he felt it, the faintest brush of something cold against his arm. Not the air conditioning, not a draft from the door. Something sharper, deliberate. He glanced at the seat beside him. The fabric was indented, as if someone was leaning against it. His pulse quickened. He shifted further into the aisle, eyes fixed on the driver. The bus hit a pothole and jolted, and then he heard it. Slow, wet, breathing right beside his ear. Daniel shot to his feet. "All right, very funny." His voice trembled despite himself. "I don't know what you sit down." The driver's tone was sharp now, his knuckles white on the wheel. "Don't upset her." Daniel froze. "Who she doesn't like to be acknowledged until she's ready." Every instinct screamed to get off the bus, but Daniel forced himself to sit this time on the opposite side of the aisle. The next 20 minutes crawled by in suffocating silence. Yet the feeling of being watched never faded. Every so often, in the reflection of the window, he caught a flicker, thin, pale fingers tapping on the seat he had been sitting in before. The tapping stopped whenever he looked directly, but it always resumed the moment he turned away. Finally, the bus reached its stop. Daniel practically leapt to his feet and pressed the stop button. The ding echoed far too loudly in the empty space. The driver's gaze locked with his in the mirror. "She's going to follow you now." Daniel's stomach turned. What? The bus slowed to a halt. The doors opened with a sharp gasp of air. Outside, the street was deserted. Rain fell in thin, icy sheets. The glow of a single streetlight barely pierced the darkness. Daniel stepped down, eager to get away from the suffocating air inside. His shoes had barely touched the pavement when he felt it, a hand ice cold, curling around his wrist. He spun around, heart pounding, but there was no one there. The bus doors shut with a metallic snap. The vehicle rumbled away into the dark without the driver looking back. The silence left behind was heavier than the rain. Daniel turned toward home, forcing himself to walk. At first it was just the rain on the pavement. Then, another sound, footsteps perfectly in sync with his own. He stopped. The steps stopped. He started walking again, faster now. The steps followed. Then came the breathing. That same wet, ragged sound, hovering just behind his ear. The same rhythm he had heard on the bus. Daniel didn't look back. He didn't have to. He knew she was there now, and she wasn't going to let him ride alone, ever again.